Good evening and welcome to the Zoning Board of Adjustments meeting for August 2026. It is 6 p.m. I'm calling this meeting to order. We do have a quorum of 4 people. I would also remind you that since we only have 4 people, we have to have a consensus of all 4 people in order for approval to go forward today. So we normally have 5. So just want to make sure we have one item here on the agenda. If you would like to postpone, you're more than welcome, but I want to let you know that we do have only 4. We first order of business is approval of minutes. Do we have approval of minutes for the ZBA meeting for July 2026?
Make a motion to approve the ZBA minutes from July 7, 2026.
It's been motioned. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
It's been motioned and second. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed, raise your hand. Motion carries 4-0. And I also like to make a note that when we get to our regular agenda, we will have a call of public hearing to order. We will have the purpose of the hearing, and then we will have a staff report. After the staff report, we will have an applicant presentation. After the applicant presentation, we will ask if there are persons wishing to speak for or against. And if you do speak, we would ask you to make sure you fill out a quick form to let us know your name and information. And then after that, we will go into discussion and then go into consideration and possible action. So our first regular agenda item is the consideration and possible action for VAZ 2026-0320, variance to exceed maximum fence height. This is a public hearing, a request by Abdul Alio Bede. Got it. Applicant and owner for approval of a variance pursuant of the Unified Development Code ordinance number 2000-T to exceed the maximum permitted fence height of 4 feet in the front yard within the single-family estate district. We have a general location of 8909 and 8917 Hawk Road, Pearland, Texas. We have a staff report.
Good evening, Commissioners. This is a case variance to allow a 7-foot decorative fence within the front yard setback along Hawk Road for properties at 8909 and 8917 Hawk Road. The variance from the UDC requirement limiting front yard fences to 4 feet in height. The applicant has mentioned in their letter of intent that their purpose for this request is to enhance property security and public safety. We received no public comments in favor or against this specific request, and we sent public notices to all property owners within 200 feet. On your screen is going to be the aerial and zoning map. It is zoned residential estate, and then surrounding is residential. For future land use, it's going to be classified as traditional residential. The site was annexed into the city in 1998. It was platted in 2015, and the residential structure constructed in 2016, and then the eastern lot remains undeveloped. The variance request VAZ 2026-0208 for a 6-foot fence was denied at the June 4th, 2026 ZBA meeting. This is a site plan that the applicant has submitted. As you can see, in the front yard, they are proposing a 7-foot fence, and it would meet the 15-foot setback requirement. Here's the criteria for approval for the variance. So criterion 1, this property is a typical residential lot, rectangular, mostly flat, and similar in size to the others nearby. There aren't any unusual physical features that set it apart. Criterion 2, hardship is not unique to the site. The fence height limitation applies equally to all residential properties. Criterion 3, the owner can fully use and enjoy the property with a fence that meets the UDC height limit. No significant property right is being restricted. Criterion 6, staff did not identify a true hardship. The request is based on wanting a taller fence than the code allows, not on a condition that prevents reasonable use of the property. Criterion 8, a fence can be built in the front yard, but it must not exceed 4 feet in height. Other fence heights or designs could potentially meet the applicant's needs, while still complying with the UDC fencing standards. The request meets 4 of the 8 criteria in Section 2.252D of the UDC for granting variances. Staff notes that no physical hardship exists on the property and a compliant fence could be constructed under current UDC standards. Therefore, staff cannot recommend approval of the requested variance. And that concludes staff report. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any persons wishing to speak for or against proposal? I'm sorry. Is there an applicant presentation? I'm so sorry. Is there applicant presentation? Yes. You can use some water. You would state your name and address for us.
Hello, how y'all doing? My name is Abdullah Al-Abaidi, and this is my partner, Emma Bat.
Hi, everybody.
We're just here about the fence. We have all of our neighbors that are next to us supporting this. We also got the letters. I gave it to the secretary. These are official letters from them that they wrote, and it is notarized. I also have a picture of exactly how the fence is gonna be and what's the existing fence look like. The main reason for this fence is I have 2 big dogs and we also have children, and we just don't want the dogs jumping super easily over a 4 feet fence. It's honestly for decorative and for public safety. So I hope you guys can approve it, whatever you want to say.
Hi, thanks y'all for having us. I also just wanted to add to the public safety concern as well for having this fence. Not only is there a high school right across the street from where the property is on 8917 Hawk Road, there's also a residential neighborhood right behind it and a street with a beautiful, beautiful homes right in front as well. So it would only add to the public safety concern that if the dogs were to get out, nothing would happen because these fences are going to be 7 feet tall. And the young children who are 10 months old and as well a 1-year-old, they should be able to play in their front yard whenever they would want to, the backyard as well. It shouldn't be that much of a concern, but that is really my main concern as well. It is not going to be disturbing the public aesthetic of the neighborhood. It is a beautiful fence. It is not completely screened in and it's still see-through, so it's not going to disturb the look of the neighborhood or the street as well. That is what I have to say about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would you again state your name and address for us, please?
Emma Bat, 8917 Hawk Road.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have any persons wishing to speak for or against proposal? Okay, we'd like to, one person? Okay. If you would go to the podium, and state your name and address for us, please.
Hello, my name is Shalu Garg. My address is 8922 Hawk Road. I own the property right opposite of theirs. And may I see the picture of this is my first time coming here. May I see the picture of the fence that you guys are going to create? I just received a notice in the mail and hence it said to show up. Yes, so I'm completely in favor of them putting a 7-foot fence or even larger, especially since they have dogs and they have little kids. It would really be, I would also feel safer if their dogs didn't get out and cross over to our property. We also have children, so 2 children. So I would like to speak in favor of it, please.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any other persons wishing to speak for or against proposal? Okay, we'd like to move into staff, commission, and applicant discussion. Any questions or comment from the board to the staff or applicant or comments? Okay. We'd like to move into consideration and possible action. Don, would you read the motion, please?
motion for variance application BAC. Request a variance to allow.
It's been a motion and second. Any discussion?
I just had a comment. I'm sorry, I know I remember we voted on the previous motion, June, I think.
Yes, sir.
Whatever
Yes,
it
sir.
was. And that was for a 6-foot fence, correct?
Yes, and I believe that there was not a picture of the fence then?
Right.
Is that correct? Yeah, I think that's one of the things that we did not have at that time.
Okay, yeah. Just wanted to be sure.
Also, at that meeting, we didn't have all the neighbors that had signed that they were in favor of it as
Exactly.
well. So,
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed, raise your hand. Motion is denied 2-2. And we would like to move into our next order of business to discussion items to the staff.
Good evening, everyone. Ms. Bernal, can you please go to the next slide? Thank you. So in your packet for this Zoning Board of Adjustments meeting was a clean copy of the 2003 Rules of Procedure for the Zoning Board of Adjustment, as well as the staff recommendations for the 2026 updated Rules of Procedure. The revisions included correcting typos, formatting inconsistencies, outdated references, as well as revising procedural references to remain in compliance with our state law. We clarified the roles and responsibilities of the secretary and procedures of absence from the chairperson and vice chairperson. And then we updated meeting procedures regarding agenda order, voting procedures, quorum requirements, and then finally clarifying member expectations regarding attendance, ethics, conflict of interests, and standards of conduct. And so we wanted to open up the discussion to the members to seeing if you all had any comments or feedback on the revised rules of procedure related to staff's recommendation. Thank you.
I do not. I did review the material and support and in favor of staff's recommendations. I do think on page 9 of 27, there may be a misspelled word, FOR, F-O-R. I know that's minor. I think it may have been in the second paragraph. I don't have it with me.
Great comment. We can look into that. And then these rules of procedure will then come back to you at the next meeting with our formal recommendation that you'll provide to the city council. And then the rules of procedure will then go to the city council to vote. And if they vote in affirmative, then they will be the new standards that we follow for this meeting.
Any other comments from the board to the staff? And I too agree with everything that it's what we've been doing so far.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
So that being said, it is 6:14. I'd like to call the Zoning Board of Adjustments meeting closed for August 2026.